But what this borders on ultimately is accountability. But people will say what this demands or what they're asking for is accountability and how it is that government eventually engages with the people that it governs. How do you think that this process has gone so far so good in terms of the conversation that we've had within this or for this 100 days?
At the center, it is nothing to write home about. But in the states, there have been attempts to engage the people, you know, based on what the various governors are doing.
In what states, for instance?
I have mentioned some states to you. You mentioned Fashola. I endorsed it.
Well,
I mentioned Nico. I mentioned Oshomole.
I thought you were talking about the governors who were newly inaugurated, who have just spent 100 days as well. I thought those were the states we were talking about.
Come on, Mope. How can you be talking about new governors that have just, most of them with greatest respect, are greenhorns to governance? You have to give them time to learn the ropes. Let us not start running before we start crawling.
But isn't that what we're doing? I mean, not running. I'm saying that if we're assessing the president's 100 days at the federal government level, isn't it also fair, because that's where governance will be most felt, that we also do that for the states?
We're assessing a president who has been there before. We're assessing a president who contested the election 3 times, and he succeeded the 4th time. There are so many things going for Muhammadu Buhari that you cannot say of the other governors that have come. Most of them are new. So here is a president that has been head of state before. He has been into that place, he has seen it, and he has monitored the country for the period of 16 years. And now he knew what he was coming for. He knew what he was going to meet. He knew, according to him, that the situation has been bastardized. So it is not story that he had not been able to do other things.
So are you saying then, Mr. Nwayanwu, that it is okay to excuse the governors because they're greenhorns? They didn't have any idea what governance was. Some of these people served in the past cabinets of the former administrations in their different states. In some cases, it was a case of, you know, the governor handed over to maybe a commissioner in the state or somebody who had served in some capacity before. They should have an inkling of governance and have a clear idea of what it is that they wanted to come and do, shouldn't they?
Well, my boy, I think you're anticipating me, and to say so will be speculative. I am not exonerating them. Maybe within a shortest possible time, we'll be in a position to see the governors that will single themselves out. You see, in a crowd, somebody must single himself out amongst the crowd. You see, let us not be too much in a hurry. I am talking because I have no allegiance to any political party. I am talking based on my feelings. People may or may not agree with me, but I think to put President Muhammadu Buhari on the spot that he must start running when he has not finished accepting or assessing the situation, I think we will be overreaching ourselves, or we may be expecting too much from him. We know that there are things that won't be possible for President Muhammadu Buhari to do. Let us encourage him and get the experts around him to help him get them done.
Let me come in here very quickly. When you talk about those things, whether people agree with you or not, you don't have the privilege of having a peep into President Muhammadu Buhari's diary now. But very quickly, doesn't it also amaze you?
What is in that diary is what we are seeing now.
I'll try to see if I can do that peeping sometime from now. But speaking seriously, it would seem as if almost all the states are taking a cue from the president, and that is why we must talk about that. If you look at it, this is the first time we're getting to see most states in the country at this point in time, they still have not constituted their cabinet. What are they waiting for? Are they waiting to see what the president is doing?
Myself, I don't understand that. I think most of them, I don't know if they also did not prepare as for those that are going to work with them. They shouldn't be looking at the president. The president has a larger constituency to govern. He has 36 states plus FCT to govern. I don't know why. If you ask me, I don't know why they have not constituted their cabinet. I also have seen that most of them are not going into single accounts as done at the center. So it's a question of whether it's a unitary system that what happens in Abuja must happen here. Governors should kickstart governance. They should start getting their states running. You should not look at President Muhammadu Buhari. He is still going through the ministries and the parastatals to get things clear to him. And I think he made some appointments just last week, Thursday. We expect more of the appointments before the end of this year so that persons will know where to go and what to do.
And you know, part of the questions that many just look and are wondering what exactly is going on is that, remember, many states at the moment can't pay salaries. I don't know if they've received those special intervention from the CBN to see how they can augment whatever it is that they've got. But beyond that, there are also questions about the funds that are supposed to have been paid to all of those cabinet members. At the moment, many wonder, what's going on with those funds? I mean, there are protests in different states about teachers, civil servants who have not been paid, and they don't seem to be speaking up now. So even those who had their cabinets, the first tenure and second tenure, everybody is waiting. So is this a departure from what used to be, such that they're bringing in a new style, such that at the end of the 4 years, we will have indeed seen that they're tightening the news on no more frivolous spending, no more business as usual. So we should just wait and see where they take us at the end of 4 years.
Chamberlain, I must admit the fact that the fall in the oil revenue is a contributory factor to lack of sufficient funds in the states. But we must also accept the fact that most of the states are reckless in their spending, and most of them have spent the money during the campaigns. I do not know how frequent and how regular these bailouts will continue to roll in their favor. I did not accept the argument, and I have still refused to accept the argument that that was the right thing to do. We expected the state governments to, of course, adjust their spendings, reduce costs, and then remove frivolities from their records. You see, look at workers. Workers were not paid. It was difficult to believe that a worker in government establishment will work for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, no salary. And that same worker is going to work. When we are in the trade union, that will not happen. After the first month you don't pay, we shut down the system. That is how it should be. Even biblically, a laborer deserves his wages. If there is no pay, there will be no work. The governors are collecting their monthly security votes. They are running all their expenses full-blown. But the workers are not paid. The people that create and generate the wealth are never paid because of the recklessness of some of them. So I don't know how far this bailout will go. Look at the price of oil this morning. I don't know if Central Bank will continue to be Father Christmas. Let them go back. What happened to the internally generated revenue, which is not part and parcel of what they receive from the center? And that was what we did in the national conference. Let states go back and develop. We should not continue run to Abuja to collect money to spend in the state, after which we wait for another month. They are lazy and they must put on their thinking cap.
All right, thank you very much indeed. Dan Nwayanwu is the former national chairman of Labour Party. Thank you for your time today.
You're welcome, Chamberlain.
All right, then we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away.